Welcome to day 9 of my Advent calendar, and the Vik-a-min today is literally about vitamins. And I thought I would just cover a couple of the really important things to have in your cupboard and maybe even to start dosing with now, because we are hitting flu season, colds, viruses, and some funny old strains called COVID. And if you can sort of boost your immune system before you get sick, that's a really good thing to do. However, if you think you have been exposed to a virus, then this is what you need to do immediately. The first one is vitamin A. Now, most of us get enough vitamin A from our diet because vitamin A is found in dairy, meats, fish, chicken, and the highest food with vitamin A is liver. And I'm sure we're all eating that on a daily basis. But it is, what vitamin A does in our body is it protects our mucous membranes. And those are the things, that's how viruses get into our body, through our nasal or oral cavity. So by boosting our mucous membranes, we can then prevent the viruses from entering into the cells. The second vitamin is vitamin C. And there's been so much written about vitamin C and COVID. And it has been used medically in Wuhan to treat those with COVID. And one of the things about vitamin C is not many people know is that actually our bodies cannot produce vitamin C. Therefore, it's an essential vitamin. Your body cannot produce it. You must get it either from your food sources or from a supplement. And the more compromised we are, the more vitamin C our body requires. And there is a lot of papers that have been written to suggest that if you have been exposed to the virus, to take 1,000 milligrams, and I know that sounds a lot for a lot of you, but taking 1,000 milligrams every hour, especially for the first couple of days, and you know that you've reached a saturation level in your body when you get to bowel tolerance, and that's when you get gassy or a little bit of diarrhea. But if you're not at that point, it means that your body is still utilizing the vitamin C. All right, the next vitamin is vitamin D3. And also so important for many people at this time of year because we don't get as much sunshine. Thankfully, here in Prescott, in Arizona, we get daily sunshine. But it's so important to supplement with vitamin D. It's another thing that our body needs the supplementation, or it needs sunlight so that it can actually utilize vitamin D3 in our body. And make sure it is vitamin D3. A lot of the medicinal ones that are given by doctors are actually a synthetic variety, and they are not absorbed as well in your body. I did read a medical paper about vitamin D3, and it said if you've been exposed to COVID, then to take 50,000 IUs. And that is a lot, but you take it for 3 or 4 days and then you drop your dose down. Now, I'm not a doctor, I am a nutritionist, and I read medical papers. But if you have any other symptoms, obviously don't just take this for granted. Really look into it. The information is actually out there. But like I said, 50,000 IUs. And I worked that out because I've got my little D3 here from Costco. Because you don't need to buy expensive vitamins. You can get ones that are just, if you're taking a lot of them. This is 2,000 IUs. So you'd have to take 25 of them. but only for 4 days, and you can break your dose up during the day. And then the last one is zinc. I take on a daily basis, I do take 15 milligrams of zinc. It is so good. There's been much written about it as well. Oh my gosh, the last one. Quercetin or quercetin. It's really good for your immune system. So I know I've kind of bombarded you, but that would be my advice, the advice toolkit for exposure to a virus. And as I have said, you can do the research, but I can tell you these are things that I still do on a daily basis. And if I feel like I'm relapsing, I certainly start upping my dose. If I feel like I've been exposed to something, I will up my dose too. But it is something that is it's safety. Have it ready and be proactive with your supplementation rather than reactive. And please, as I said, check with a professional, but don't just take this for granted. Really look into how you can help yourself. Heaven forbid you're exposed to something.